everyone, this is Ellen from Made Whole Nutrition. I am here today because I want to explain to you how you can use a handout template and rework it into a social media post that's optimized for Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever social media platforms you like to post content on to engage your audience. So once you purchase a handout from Made Whole Nutrition, the way that the copyright works is that you can repurpose the content as you wish. You just can't share this template link. That would be breaking the copyright. But you can definitely post this on social media, especially if you rework it. And that's what I recommend. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So first of all, you can just keep it super simple. And after you've customized this handout with your practice name, with your fonts, your colors, anything else that you want to optimize for your brand, you can simply share this entire handout as an image. And I've actually seen quite a few practitioners doing that. And that is totally okay. It's all in one image. It's really comprehensive for their audience. Another way to do it is to actually optimize it for the size of the platform you're using. So if you're using Canva, you will know that you can resize it to lots of different sizes. And I should be careful because I think that this is a pro feature to be able to change the size directly from an image to any of these sizes. So I'm actually going to show you the way around that in case you don't have pro. So this, like I said, if you have pro, it's super easy because you can just do, I want to make this a Facebook post. You can either resize it or copy and resize it. The way to do it if you don't have pro is to create a new design, and now you can pick any size you want. So I'm going to just show an Instagram post because that's what I like to do the most, and I have it automated so that it automatically shares to Facebook as well now that Facebook owns Instagram. So I'm going to showcase that, but like I said, you can do any size you want. Once you have created this image, you go back to your template and you simply copy and paste. So on the first page, I just want to put the handout title, which is Hydration to Nutritional Therapy Foundation. So I'm going to copy this using the keyboard shortcut, just paste it. You're going to probably want to do some resizing. I have found that really any text below 30 points is hard to read on social media. So typically for, a title like this, you could easily go all the way up to 50. This is a little too long now, so I'll drop it down to 40. But I wouldn't go any farther below 30, with the exception of your name at the bottom. So I'll show you that. But I changed this to 40. I'm going to change hydration. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to go up to 150 with this. All right, so you can move this around. I have liked playing with different colors behind this. So, this is my brand color. Sometimes I'll do something as simple as that to kind of give like a Pantone look to my Instagram feed. I also have done textures. So if you know me, if you watch any of my other tutorials, I'm big on textures. So like textiles, baskets, wood, leather. I just love the look of texture. So perhaps, this is hydration. So maybe I want to do something as simple as water to kind of match the look or to match the topic of this post. So I could do something like that. Perhaps change the font color a little bit. And then if this is too busy, right? If this background is too busy, I'm just going to change the transparency. So for this one, I'm going to drop it down to about 60. I'm going to change the color behind it to a blue. So now it's easier to read my text. The next thing I'm going to do is add my name to the bottom. So I just think this makes your post look really professional because number one, it shows that you didn't copy this from someone else, right? If you post this without your name on it, it looks like you're just repurposing content. So there's something about having your name on there that one, it shows that, nope, this is my original content. This is exclusive, if you're following me. Also, it's just great for your brand visibility, especially if someone shares your post. So this is something that I'm always going for with my posts, is making them really shareable so that other people can post it in their story. Some people even repurpose it as a post, which I'm okay with as long as you cite where it came from. And it's just so nice to have your name attached to the original content. So this is one where I do go below 30. Actually, 20 is kind of my default size for this, for my name down here. I've also gone up to 25. I think that still can look okay. Any bigger than that, and it just seems like a little bit obnoxious to me. But that's my preference. You can do whatever you want. If you have your logo, you could also put that down there. Some people put their handle, if it's different than their practice name. So that's up to you, but I would recommend putting your name on your content. So this is my cover page. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to duplicate. I'm going to delete this content just so that my name is on the next page that I'm working on. And I don't think I want this image on my second page, but this is the color behind. And that looks really nice. I'm probably going to keep that. Tip is that you can pull colors from the photo you use. So picking a photo for your cover image is really helpful to do right up front, because then you can like pull these colors that match that cover image. You can also use your brand colors. So these are my like set brand colors up here. Again, this is a pro feature to be able to establish these colors in your brand kit. But if you've watched my tutorial about how to make a brand board, I walk you through how to pick these colors. And you just have to save the hex codes somewhere else. You just won't have them, in this handy dandy little sidebar. Again, that's a pro feature. So if you want to, maybe make everything coordinated for your brand colors, you can do that, or you can pick colors from your image. Okay, great. So now that I have done my cover picture, I'm going to come and I'm going to copy some of this content. So the way that my handouts are set up, and like I said, if you have purchased many from me, you kind of know I tend to have like a heading and then a paragraph, and I have like little chunks of text with arrows, and I have lots of different, here's lists, bullet points. I have lots of different ways of presenting information, just because nobody likes to read a page of like solid text. It's just not eye-catching. There's something about chunking information that makes it easier for our brains to process. And so that's kind of how I have my handout set up, and that makes it really helpful for making these posts. So if you have any handout that looks even remotely like this with, paragraphs and chunks of text, these are ideal posts for your carousel. So right here, I'm going to use this paragraph and this heading as one. I'm going to use water is life with these three these three numbers as one. I'm going to use this chunk down here about proper hydration. And then I'm going to use this about improving hydration, some tips for that. And then I'll show you how I'm going to kind of incorporate this little text into the post as well. So that's kind of how you should look at a handout like this, of like, I actually have several posts here. So if you follow me on social media at Made Whole Nutrition, you will know that I am a huge fan of carousels. I love to have a topic and then put all the information on one post. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to end up making a really long carousel with about 6 or 7 slides, and then people can swipe through it. If you want to optimize this process even more and save yourself more time, you can actually use those as 6 or 7 distinct posts, which, again, if you're doing all this work once, you're batching it, this hydration handout, for example, could give you like 5 or 6 posts where you don't really have to come up with the content. You can just pull from here. So huge time saver if you want to do it that way. Okay, so I copied this, and then I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to change my font color, drag it a little bit bigger. Like I said, so this I don't like to go below 30. I think I'm going to do 32 for this. You could even go up to like 35 to make it easy to read. Kind of center it. Maybe you're going to give some space between it. Again, chunking information makes it easier to read. I'm more likely to read these sentences when they're broken apart. For headings, I tend to go about 50 with my text. So I use this Abhaya Libre as like my title text quite a bit. If you have a different font for your brand, you can change that up. You might need a different size, but 50 seems to work well for what I do. And then there's my text. If you want to make sure it's in the center, you can select them. You can go to position. They're actually already centered. I'm going to put them in the middle. Oops. This doesn't work unless they're grouped. So what I can do is select and then drag it to the middle. Okay, great. So that's my next post. So again, I'm going to duplicate this page. I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to use this content. So I'm going to copy it. Here we go. You kind of just do the same thing again. You can change it up if you want to give a little bit more interest so that they're not all just text posts. So, for example, I'm going to bump this up to 40 is a little bit big. Let's try 35. That's not that bad. Maybe you want to change this up a little bit and put, a fun background behind it. Perhaps you want to put, kind of an image over here on the side. I would play around with this. I'm simply just going to change the color to something lighter. Change my text. Yeah, I think that looks good. It's my style though. I like things to be really simple. But I should note that Canva is actually doing so well with their templates. So when you purchase my templates, you're getting a lot of content that you can repurpose. But if you're looking for creative post ideas, Canva has got so many. So, for example, maybe you want to do something like this as your background. And you can change this text to "Why water?" Right? And then maybe you could include this in part of your carousel. So maybe you do, this is your cover photo, and then this is the photo like next to it. There are so many really awesome templates out there to make your feed look really professional, make it look eye-catching. So I am not necessarily a guru for like super creative post ideas. Like I said, I just like the clean and simple look. And I also like making the content, writing the content. So that's what I can offer you. So for all of these, you kind of just do a similar thing. I'm not going to walk you through each of them, but like I said, you just copy and paste, resize. For this one, I'm going to show you a little different way to do it. So this is explaining how you can calculate how much water you need in a day. So I'm actually going to copy it with this picture of the water with the lemon. And paste it here, resize it a little bit. I'm going to pull down my name from the previous one. Let's try 35 for that. I'm going to change up the font a little bit. Just to make it all look coordinated. Again, I have all of my brand fonts saved in here, which just makes everything really slick. That's why I pay for the pro version. So here I have my content, I have, my little arrow, and I actually just like the look of this kind of clip art water. If you find that, maybe it's a different handout and this just doesn't quite look right, again, another tip is to change the transparency. So I'm going to drop this down to about like 75. And then maybe I'm going to like kind of put it behind the text. So maybe that's the look I'm going for. I maybe don't need the arrow. I'm going to position this. Maybe make... Okay, there. So maybe that's a different look you can go for if you want to put like an image behind it and then superimpose the text over the top. Again, this is up to you. I encourage you to kind of play around with it to make it your own, what type of post catches your eye, and then try to go for that. But that's how I repurpose my content as posts. And hopefully this is just another time-saving tool for you. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon.